it really, to me, is of quite a bit of value that the citizens that are here in this room that are concerned about the issues earlier, about the chloride issues, and even sitting here listening to two boring candidates for the Castaic Lake Water Agency. I appreciate your time, appreciate you doing it. I'm not going to try to provide my opponent a great deal of education on the differences, the biological elements, and whether or not the chloramines take care of that problem. The activated charcoal is the primary way we get rid of it. But all the water treatment questions, I'm not going to try to waste my 5 minutes educating him on how that treatment works. But I would like to try to convince you that I am the better qualified candidate. I do have 8 years of experience on the board now. You, the citizens, have invested a fair amount of money in my education, and I've worked hard using education to serve you. When you compare the two candidates, I'm the one with a college education. I have both a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in engineering. I have served a full career in the well, I started off in the Army, and later, as I explained to my children, I recovered and I got better and joined the Air Force. Of course, we have in our family the inter-service rivalry that we do have quite a bit of fun with. But I've got a full military career that I've done. For the last 15 years, since I moved here to Santa Cruz Valley, I've taught in our local high schools. I teach science and physical education in the junior ROTC program, so I still wear the Air Force uniform almost every day. I'm endorsed by many of the community leaders that I think you folks know reasonably well. Starting, of course, with Congressman Buck McKeon, who has noted my experience, my education, my knowledge of the issues, and my service on the board in endorsing me. And of course, I'm very proud to have his endorsement. Of course, Senator Runner has endorsed me. Cameron Smythe has endorsed me. 4 of the 5 city council folks have endorsed me. I asked Bob Keller for his endorsement, and Bob Keller did explain that he was upset with Frank Ferry, and as a member of the audience noted, Frank Ferry and I have had a relationship for a while, and so he was uncomfortable endorsing me because Frank Ferry was endorsing me and as a friend. So even Bob Keller, he and I get along very well, and I certainly think I've earned his respect. So up and down the scale, the folks that are familiar with my work in representing your interests on the board, the advocacy that I've done to ensure the rates are reasonable and fair, the work I've done to, as a question here, to actually avoid costs. And I really appreciated that question because, as I told a lot of members of this committee privately, when you come to the board and only object to a rate increase, you're kind of late in the process. And so I really appreciate the question, because if we don't spend the money, then we don't need to raise the rates. So looking at the budget and looking at the things that we do is something that I do all the time and have done for the last 8 years. I've been privileged to serve all of you on the Castaic Lake Water Agency Board of Directors. And I'd ask for your vote on number 200 on your ballot. You have to go all the way to the end, okay? And I'm number 200, almost last. So if you could get all the way to the end of your ballot,